I mean, you must be pulling your hair out. You can't play.
Yeah.
You turn up to training every day. You don't know what's happening. There must be a different rumour or something going around the dressing room every time you walk into the building. So from that point of view, it must be very difficult for the players and staff to be able to maintain focus. Even if they were to jump into a game tomorrow or the next game, you know, the chances are it's going to be hard to get up to speed and get ready to play.
The club hasn't been, well, I'd say thrown out the EFL, left the EFL since Maidstone United 27 years ago. And we know what happens with that. They get thrown down the divisions, got to work their way back up. But the position now is they've obviously had to postpone 6 games at this moment in time. Off the back of that, there's fines that are interlinked. There's points deductions for that. They already started the season on -12. Yeah. Don't forget, Ryan Lowe took them up, but has left and since moved down to Plymouth. It just seems... Should we be surprised that a club's in a mess such as this? We know football's awash with money at certain levels, but mismanagement, chronic mismanagement, has led this to the football to the brink, hasn't it?
Yeah, we should be surprised due to the fact that it's the severity of the consequences that can happen. But the fact that they're going to lose 3 points per game missed, which would potentially put them on.
I mean, maybe it'd get capped. Yeah. But the rules state that, which is, I mean,
minus
20 exactly.
Minus 25 points before you've kicked a ball. That is ridiculous to expect fans to want to go and watch that, players to motivate themselves to get out of that. And as I said, we talk about the players and obviously potentially not getting paid. There's a number of staff, groundsmen, cleaners, cooks, chefs that are going to be out of a job and don't know what to do from tomorrow potentially.
The bit I don't understand is that there's a lot of talk about the EFL about not meeting regulations now. I mean, it was only December 2018 that the club was bought. So where's the regulations there in terms of getting the structure and the picture of the future of the football club? If you're going to buy it, you've surely got to show that you're able to keep it afloat and do a good job.
Well, it's on both sides. I think the EFL have said they didn't know he didn't have the money, and then he said he didn't know how much debt the club were in. I'm like, well, if you're a businessman, for one, do due diligence and make sure you're aware of the consequences and obviously the debt that the business that you're buying is in. And if you're the EFL, that was the new ruling in place, was to say, well, prove you've got the money to kind of fund the company and fund the team, but hasn't been the case this time.
Well, Debbie Jevons has said today, I mean, on the owners and directors says the EFL will go through a governance review and that must change. It seems, obviously, there's so many questions getting fired at the EFL and people are looking for answers. They're stressing that they're doing absolutely their utmost to try and help Bury fans and to reassure them that this is going to be all right. And it could be extended beyond midnight tomorrow night if anything comes up in the interim that suggests that financial viability is round the corner. Now, Julian, I know from your point of view, you've got a bit of a unique perspective on this with your son being part of the junior sides at Bury, which, from what you were telling me about before we came on air, is well run, is in a team such as this, in a club such as Bury, the pathway for a young player, if he's good enough, seems relatively obstacle-free to get to the first team.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a number of players come through their ranks in the previous years due to the fact that the club, the structure of the club and the development is, well, if you play well 1 week, go and play well for another age group, and then so on and so on, and development is a lot quicker and smoother than at other clubs. But even their youth team reached the quarterfinals of the FA Youth Cup last year, which is a massive achievement for a club like Bury. Anyone outside of the Premier League, it's a big achievement. So there's going to be lads there that I believe they could have careers in football that might not get an opportunity now because someone's not looked into something correctly and run it well.
They are in talks, Steve Dale says, with 4 interested parties. We must stress, obviously, Steve Dale is not here to put his side of the argument across. The EFL perhaps